Today we have the text of the rich man and Lazarus. Somewhat confusing, somewhat problematic, because it seems that you get your just desserts for how you treat people in this world. The rich man is doing really, really well, and there is a poor man at his doorstep. Now, what happens in this text is that we don't know the backstory. We don't know that this is actually based upon an Egyptian story. We are not familiar with the backstory, but the people of Jesus' day would have known the backstory. They would have known who Lazarus was. They would have known that Lazarus was a good man. They would have known that Lazarus actually had all these wonderful attributes. But that's not described in our scripture. So we're come to it from a different perspective. So what's going on here is that this rich man doesn't see Lazarus, doesn't see this good man, doesn't see the quality of this person's life. He literally overlooks his goodness and he overlooks his need. The problem with the rich man in this text is that he doesn't even see the value and the need of others. He is only concerned with himself. So in this parable, one of the few parables that I know of that are not set in time and place, but set in some sort of future understanding, in this parable, the rich man dies, and he suffers because of his lack and his loss, while Lazarus doesn't. I think what Jesus wants us to do is he wants us to understand that even though things go well for us in this world, even though we are people of privilege, even though we have money and cars and homes, we still are obliged to see the value and the goodness of others. And we are still obliged to see their need. And when we see their need, we're called to help. Part of living in heaven, in the here and now, is loving others. And so, of course, if we are not focused on the other and only focused on the self, our heaven becomes somewhat tortured and tormented, because it's, once again, like the week before and the stories before, it's about the relationship we have with one another. We are now called to keep our eyes wide open and see the other for who and what they are, and to see the other made in the image and likeness of God, and then to see the need of the other and then come to their aid. And in that, we find a part of heaven in the here and now. God bless.